friends, it's the third and final day of our California State Fair baking competition results. I've already shared the 2 cookies this week, but here is the cake. Of course, I had to go with my signature tie-dye technique. This was the first time I've ever entered this into some kind of competition. And for the filling, instead of making that kind of plain and tie-dye theme as well, I wanted to make it a really tasty flavor combination, one of my favorites and one that a lot of people have loved when I've made it. This is a variation of the Samoa cupcakes and Samoa cake that I've made before. It's chocolate cake layers with caramel pastry cream and also some toasted coconut and caramel mixed together. The only thing missing from this is some shortbread cookies, but I wanted to make sure that it was the best possible version of this cake, so I just went with these fillings. In order to tie in the tie-dye colors a little bit to the inside, I decided to also use a mixture of the colorful buttercream to pipe the rings that hold our filling in the center, as well as use it for a little bit of our crumb coat. After we fully stacked and crumb coated this cake, we're going to pop that into the fridge to chill for a while, and we're going to start to work on our tie-dye patterns. Last summer, I actually shared a full tutorial of how to do the tie-dye cake, specifically a rainbow tie-dye cake, so I'll make sure to link that video in this video so you can check it out and see more in detail how to do this technique. But I basically took some acetate sheets and I cut them into 4 pieces, so the 4 panels are going to go around the outside of the cake, and then usually to finish off the tie-dye cake, I pipe the buttercream directly on top of the cake, but this time I decided to match the rest of the technique by piping on top of a piece of parchment paper that was about the size of the top of the cake. After piping all of our spirals and doing our different stages of blending with stick tools, then we're going to finally be able to add our panels to the cake, starting with the side. I carefully add each of the panels, lightly press it up against the side of the cake, and then gently use a cake scraper to lightly smooth it against the side of the cake. Then after repeating that process all around the cake, we're going to pop our top on as well. After pressing that down and smoothing it out, we're going to pop that into the fridge for at least 20 to 30 minutes. We just want to make sure that buttercream is nice and solid. Also, the freezer would be perfect for this, about 15-20 minutes. After the buttercream is nice and solid, we can remove that piece of parchment paper as well as acetate sheets and start to scrape our cake down to make it nice and smooth. If there's any air bubbles or spots that seem to be missing some buttercream, we can add little dots here and there, chill it in the fridge, and then scrape it down a little bit more. To be completely honest, I did have an issue I've never come up with before on this technique, which was a little bit of the cake becoming exposed at the top. But to solve this, I decided to do a double border. So using a Wilton piping tip number 32 and some white buttercream, I piped a shell border right along the top on the side of the cake, as well as right on the top of the cake next to that border. To finish off the piping, I added a border along the bottom as well. And for one final touch, because I felt like it needed something else, I added some bright rainbow nonpareil sprinkles to the border. And with that, our cake is complete, and now I'm very excited to share that not only did this cake win a first place ribbon, but it actually went on to win best of class, meaning it was the top of the first places in its category. I was super excited when I saw the award level that my cake got because it's my signature tie-dye cake, and I was so excited to share it with people at the competition. Overall, I'm really happy with how all the items placed this year. I did even better than last year, and I look forward to another year of competition next year. As always, what do you think of this cake, and would you give it a try? Make sure to let me know in the comments.